guys? Welcome back to the JP and Trav show on the JP and Trav YouTube channel. As always, it's your host with the most, JP. And to my right, I have my esteemed co host and friend and brother, Travis J. Davidson. Travis, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm good. I'm real good. Had a really good meeting today with the one and only Crimson and Cream NIL. We're trying to work on some opportunities for the kids, Um, but I'm watching the baseball game too, and I realized I didn't turn my projector sound down. So excuse me while I get up, get my remote off my counter. You see it right here's my remote right
I see
there.
it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go grab that and turn that down.
Yeah. Um, while Travis doing that, I figured I would, take this time to give you guys just a little of an update. I know we've had a few, and those of you will probably come in after tonight, and those of you who are on now, just wondering, asking about me. I discontinued and my Twitter account for the time being, and maybe for a long time. But um, long story short, I just you know I had to make some decisions and make clear what were priorities in my life. And for those of you, that have followed me for a long time, and Travis knows this about me too. The two biggest things for me in my life that are my priority are God and my family, and I wear that on my sleeve. I've always tried to. I'm not, somebody that makes our show into a sermon or church necessarily, but I am a big proponent in you know following Jesus. What I believe. I believe it wholeheartedly, and so um, unfortunately, just with the way that Twitter had where it had taken kind of place in my life, and um, just some things that I wasn't healthy with it on. I was at the end of the day, there's something that I had to get rid of. And I hope for some of you guys, whether you believe in Jesus or not, I hope you do. I hope, we could talk about that more on another time. But I hope you guys realize, like, you know, and Travis and I talk about this all the time. Um, that's not real life. And Travis and I have always been on the same wavelength on that. We talked so many times about yes, it's cool to like make connections and to like to do these things, but like we've always talked about, hey, like outside of that, like we have things. Like I do have a wife and a 2-year old, and I know, we obviously we make jokes and stuff like that about like the apple orchard, and I don't, I take it in stride because I don't care. I'm good with joking, but like I do that stuff because I care about my wife, even more than I care about Oklahoma football. And so I just hope that it helps you guys see like, hey, maybe there's something in your life that you need to prioritize. Because that was something like that. It was important to me. The account was important to me. I worked hard to get it to where it was, but I was willing to let it go for, you know, my faith in Jesus and for the well-being of my wife, which is what it was needed. So, anyways, stepping off my soapbox, but I just appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna still do the podcast. I'll be here every Thursday night with my boy Trav, my brother, locked in. So, still love OU football. Still gonna be talking about it, but just won't be on the air as or on Twitter, excuse me, for a while. So y'all can find me here at JP and Trav show, and we'll chop it up Thursdays. But without further ado, Trav, let's get into a little bit of spring ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, my favorite thing. This is the genius of OU media right here. Not like media in like the traditional media sense, but like the social media pages of OU.
Mhm.
Right off the bat, Sooner Cowboys. Omosigho had a nice interception today. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. So I'm Brendan Zurbrugg, probably QB4 this year. Still learning some things. He was highly prolific in high school. He's going to be a good depth piece, I think, moving forward. But it's funny how they pull the strings, right? We saw a picture of Caleb Hicks, right? Airing out, big time hurdle. The picture looks good on the hurdle. If you look closely, he's probably going to get rocked and turned upside down, land on his head with that hurdle. He's not going to clear Kendall Dolby. But the picture looks good, and all of a sudden, what do people ask, JP? They say, Caleb Hicks, QB2?
Yeah.
QB2? We all saw the hurdle, right? And then I like we're starting to get some good news, but they see Jackson on the run. Boom, drops a dime to Bauer Sharp. Ooh, Bauer Sharp. Maybe leading receiver? What's going on here with Bauer Sharp? What's going on? And then, like clockwork, today, Sammy Omosigho with the pick. Oh, is he going to be pushing Stutzman for some time? What's going on here? Oh, maybe Cheetah, starting Cheetah? It's just amazing how OU's social media channels, they give you just what you need, right? They're only going to show you the good stuff, too. They're not going to show any interceptions from Jackson. They're not going to show you Gavin fumbling. Not that any of these things have happened. I'm just saying they know what they're doing. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, 5,000%. I mean, the spring is crazy. We know that. Narratives get pushed in the spring.
They show our boy Grayson cooking like it was a walk-on. He was cooking.
Yeah.
But he was cooking.
Cooking.
It's so funny to me. They know what they're doing, man. They are controlling the narrative. And OU baseball about to they just gave up the lead. They're now tied. Whew.
Yeah. I was about to put this comment up here from OU's the overreaction. Hey, but that's what it is.
It's just that we're so hungry for football.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
We're starving. So everybody's like, man, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see maybe in the background what was going on? Did you see how Seth Luttrell was standing? Did you see how Bill Bedenbaugh was standing? You know, all good news. They're learning those things are good things.
Yeah.
Just don't react. Trey Matoye was the guy.
Was the guy.
Right.
I remember that.
We had people remember this, JP. I'll bring it up every year. We had people thinking that Micah Bowen should have gone in against Texas because he hit a wide open Jaden Gibson over a Dorian Plumlee who transferred out a week later in a spring game and said, "Oh man, Micah Bowens, that's the dude, man, right there. He's basically he's Kyler all over again." Anybody know where Micah Bowens is right now? Right. So don't get too crazy with spring ball, but get excited because they got pads on. They're popping. Scrimmage today. All good things. All good things.
Yeah, 100%. All good things, as you said. Yeah, man. I mean, we're itching. You know, spring game is, you know, just what 4 short weeks away, and I mean, we're excited to see what we want to see at the end of the day. So I know that we have even a little bit more to get into on the defensive side of the ball. And then we talked about offensive side of the ball last week, and that's coming up here shortly. But let me ask a question to you, Trav, and maybe the rest of the chat can chime in on this. Speaking of those videos and one-on-one situations, do you feel like Bauer Sharp, let's just say, for example, do you feel like it's going to be him, Davon Mitchell, Caden Helms if he's healthy? I mean, what are we thinking when it comes to the tight end position because we've been, I feel like, obviously waiting since prior to last year when Braden Willis obviously was the guy 2 years ago, and last year it was just a hit and miss. So, what are you thinking on that, and Chad? I'm interested in what you have to say as well.
Yeah, Chad, get involved in this tight end conversation because I think it's a bit of a chicken and an egg situation, JP. I think it's, was our tight end health situation with Austin Stogner really being the only guy that was healthy a lot and experienced, talented, one of those top guys, like was it we only had one guy so we didn't use the tight end often, or we didn't use the tight end often regardless of how many guys we had? You know what I mean? It's, will we see heavy tight end use in this offense? I hope so. But are we going to see it similar as we did last year? I think we're going to see Bauer Sharp. I think we're going to see Devon Mitchell. I think Caden still needs to get healthy a little bit. I think he will sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he went on for a week, off for a week. I mean, he's 6'5", 240. That's good. Yeah, I mean, he'll be fine. So, but I think they're being really careful with his injury, as they should with all injuries. So there's no need to rush a guy back in spring that's been in the locker room, learned the playbook, all this. Like, the kid's fine. So I think we'll see Caden Helms a good amount this year. I think we will see a lot of Bauer Sharp, a lot of Devon Mitchell, and OU is just pissing down their leg in this baseball game. It's really upsetting right now. They just hit a batter. They're now losing 11-10, and we've now loaded the bases. So rough stuff. But yeah, I think the tight end situation is interesting because now we've got the whole conversation this year is offensive line, tight end.
Yeah.
It's just such an interesting, like, you don't have tight ends be a common conversation in the offseason, right? But I don't know. I think we got some guys with some experience. We got some transfers with experience, and then let Devon and Caden get in there as the young guys. And don't forget about Caden McIntyre too, out of Nebraska. Yeah. Love that dude.
Friend of the show. Caden McIntyre.
Friend of the show.
So yeah, no, absolutely. But certainly interested to see what guys step up. I mean, I'm not saying it's the same situation that the wide receiver room was at this time last year, but certainly it's unproven guys in that room. And who knows? Anything can happen. We didn't expect what we saw out of the wide receiver room this year. I'm not saying the tight end room necessarily has the same amount of talent per se, but you just never know when guys have the opportunity to prove themselves. So I'm excited about it and looking forward to it in particular. But let's go through a little bit of the defense real quick, and then we can get into some basketball portal stuff, and then I don't know if there's anything on the recruiting front either to talk about. Maybe just some Q&A stuff from the chat.
There's one decent thing to talk about. On
recruiting
the recruiting. Yeah. Mr. Tory Blaylock.
Did he commit?
No, he's announcing on Friday. The Sooners, by all accounts, lead. His father, NFL alum Derek Blaylock, told me that they're doing a get-together at 3 p.m. on Friday.
Okay.
And so, announcement will come shortly after that. But big time, probably ends up being a top 10 running back in the 2025 class. Again, Dad played for the Chiefs with Priest Holmes. He was his kind of handcuff. And then, played like 5 years in the NFL, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Think it could be good. Hopefully he ends up a Sooner. We'll see. And then Philip, Indiana defensive line, 6'3", 295 defensive line. he is going to be on campus on April 12th, the week before the spring game. So,
Okay.
Yeah, some opportunities to make the team better. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But I am looking forward to. I said Friday. I mean tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Friday is tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday.
It is.
Incredible.
Very,
So,
very close.
defensive depth chart. It's interesting because the talk is going to be about, I feel like safety is pretty much set, right? I think it's going to be Billy Bowman
Yeah.
and Robert Spears-Jennings, with Peyton Bowen backing up Billy Bowman, but getting on the field, whether that's Cheetah, whether that's however. Peyton Bowen's going to get on the field. But the difference between strong safety and free safety is meaningful. So, like, you can't just say, like, it's not like a corner. Like, corners, you can say, okay, they're pretty much interchangeable. Like, but safeties, free safety versus strong safety, completely different. So, anyways, I think that safeties are fine. They're deep. Corner, you got Gentry and Woody.
Yes.
You got Des Malone that's going to make some, make some moves and whatnot. And then, I mean, you got guys like Josiah Wagner, Jacoby Johnson, guys that are working at corner. Linebackers all set, right? Because you got the 4 top guys, right? You got Danny. And then the next 3 are Kip, Kobe, and Jaron. Well, one of those guys is going to start. The other 2 are going to be first 2 off the bench.
That's amazing.
Hugo is going to try and get on there. Lewis Carter is going to try and get on there. Like, there's going to have to be room for them. So our linebackers, I'm terrified because I think we're going to lose. I think we're going to lose. That's not me with any intel or anything like that. That is simply me just guessing because.
Did you say a name?
So many there. No, I'm not going to say a name.
Okay.
I think you just have to look at the positions and say which one is loaded and who could play elsewhere. Bro, you got guys in our linebacker room. I hope they see Danny Stutzman coming back and saying, hey, man, this guy wants to come back and get coached by the best linebacker coach in America. This guy's going to put me in the league. But, man, I feel like we're deep at linebacker and not a lot of opportunity to see the field. So, is what it is. But defensive end is going to be good. R. Mason Thomas, PJ Adebawore. Like, Ethan Downs is a back-to-back all-conference guy. Our longest tenured all-conference member, honoree, if you will. Trace Ford back. But, JP, it all comes down to one thing. Interior defensive line.
Facts. Tell the truth.
Our whole defense rests on that.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. Love the breakdown of the different position groups, but interior defensive line is where it's going to be. And, we're not super – we don't have a lot of depth there at this very moment. I don't know if there is going to be any extra pickup or 2 in the portal after spring or not. But, we have a lot of young talent there, a la David Stone, a la Jaden Jackson, who I heard has been making some waves during spring ball. So,
Yeah.
You have that. But, again, can you rely on a freshman nose guard at the SEC level, like a freshman, right? Maybe, but
it sure would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice.
If you just have him there for 3 years and you ain't got to worry about it anymore,
amazing.
Can you
And then,
imagine how
and then you
amazing
can
that would
start a
be?
pipeline. And then you can start a pipeline, and then you don't have to worry about it. But
Oh,
and maybe he's the first, But it's nice that we had the recruiting class we did, and so that hopefully the future will be bright. But again, I think it's a tall task to say, hey, Jaden Jackson, hey, David Stone, hey, obviously I know you still have Dejoun Terry for this year, but like go and do these great things as a young cat in the SEC, and Lord willing, Dejoun Terry doesn't get hurt because if that happens, I just he just
hey,
don't know.
Philip Bleedy told me Dejoun Terry is who he's been talking to the most, and Reggie Pearson. Reggie Pearson
Okay.
and Philip Bleedy both played at Texas Tech together, so
Yeah.
Pearson's been telling them all about Oklahoma. Which I imagine. Do you think Reggie Pearson says good things about Oklahoma? I think so.
Did his daddy?
I think Reggie Senior did. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't. I thought for whatever reason, I don't remember if at the end of the year there was like some beef or not, but I thought I
I
saw
think
something
he
like that.
did.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was
Maybe
wrong
you're
then.
thinking of Latrell McCutcheon's dad.
Yeah, yeah. He don't have no credibility over here. So,
But
but but yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
sometimes interior defensive line. Grayson Halton needs a big year, man.
he does, and I know, man. Just for talking with him, I know he's trying so hard to get to 300, dog. He just y'all pray for him to eat. Like I just his body needs the help, But
Need
you
some
know,
biscuits and gravy.
I know it. But yeah, I mean, he's got the talent. Just needs the way he's certainly quick and moves super well for a big guy, and so I hope that he gets his chance, man. I do. That's my guy. It's my dog. I hope he gets his opportunity. Um, but we'll have to see. Maybe they use him in some packages. Maybe he does end up getting the weight, but yeah, I think that like you said, interior D line. I'm excited about our edge room. I mean, you have Ethan Downs, who we talked about is an all conference returner 2 years in a row. You still got Trace Ford, who didn't do like a ton per se, like statistically last year, but
He had such
um,
bad luck.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
like he tries to fall on the ball, it squirts out of the end zone.
yeah,
He gets a turnover, he trips going to the end zone. He had such bad luck.
yeah.
I think he can be productive though.
Oh yeah, and you love having a guy like that. I mean, if he can be healthy, he certainly is a productive player and could be an all conference type player. Honestly, um, you have R. Mason Thomas, you have PJ Adebawore. Like that edge room is really good. Um, Not to mention, Wyatt Gilmore obviously is young, but like that's another guy that was a highly rated, highly touted, defensive end, and so you like where the edge room is. I feel like, and so if they can
Yeah.
combine to get some actual strong pressure on quarterbacks, and obviously set edges on zone runs, then
Right.
the defense will be able to do a lot. Danny will be able to do a lot. Hopefully, Jaron has grown in his understanding of the linebacker position, his run fits, and where he needs to be up to this point. If not, maybe it's Kip, maybe it's Kobe. But to have those guys, like you said, as backups, whether they rotate or not, we know Danny's the one constant. But even if the other three are rotators, or if Omashigo potentially pops in there, like that is a good Lewis Carter. I mean, it's all great problems to have.
Right.
Great to have a deep linebacker room, as you said. The fear is, who are we going to lose? But at the
Well,
end,
everybody talks about we too deep.
yeah,
The problem is we too deep.
we are too deep. Yeah,
we're too deep. So we might have to lose one or two. But look, like I said, first world problems, no doubt.
yeah,
But I mean, when you talk about edge, don't sleep on my boy Danny Okoye.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think he's putting on good weight. He's explosive. I think Danny Okoye might be the freshman that has the best numbers across the defense. He was. Everybody said, "Oh, he's developmental because he was a homeschool kid." I don't know, man. He looks good.
Yeah.
He's just built different.
Yeah.
See that guy work out, see the size of his hands, everything like that. You're like, bro, I don't care if this guy played homeschooled 1A, Class C, whatever, 7-man football. The dude's a freak.
Yeah.
So when we do say we too deep, we mean about linebackers.
Yes.
We don't mean about offensive line,
Interior defensive line.
interior defensive line.
Yeah.
What would be the next kind of cause for concern position? Do we have one? Which it's not good that our cause for concern positions are offensive line and interior defense. The two most important positions on the football team.
It's not. It's not good.
That's not good.
Kicker?
I don't know. I mean, kicker's tough because it's like you just don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't know until they get out there. Like, because everybody can make the kicks in practice.
Yeah.
So it's like you got Liam Evans, Zach Schmitz looked good in practice. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know because I'm not worried about the quarterback run. I'm not worried. I mean, obviously Deion Jackson, I don't know, maybe a little bit, but like whatever. Like that's a piece of it.
It's the reality in 2024. Nobody has like a just drop dead stacked quarterback room.
No.
Because people go places they want to play.
Yeah. Yeah. The running backs, I'm not worried about. You got Shawchuck, you got Javonte, you got the number one running back in the nation, Taylor Tatum, you got Samuel Franklin, you got Emeka Megwa. I mean,
Caleb Hicks, Air Hicks.
Caleb Hicks. Like, I'm not worried about the running back room whatsoever. Maybe tight end because of the unprovenness that we talked about earlier. Nobody in their right mind is worried about the wide receiver room, like they were last year. That's not a worry. I'll tell you that right now. Defensively,
wide receiver and safety are pretty much like
locks.
We're good.
Yeah. Like you don't need me.
Might have the deepest wide receiver and safety rooms in the country. We're good.
Yeah. I mean, maybe defensive back, maybe cornerback, but like you still got Woody. I mean, Gentry. You still,
Gentry's healthy. That's a first-round pick. I've been telling y'all this for years.
You have.
Gentry is a first-round pick. No, he's fast. He's tall. He's long. He can jump routes. He's smart. He's gonna be a first-round pick. You watch.
I hope he stays fully healthy the whole year.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, just as long as they stay healthy. But I mean, you have a couple in the second level that are or not second level, but the two deep that may be a little unproven, like Jacoby Johnson,
Jacoby Johnson, Jaden Rose, guys,
Josiah Wagner.
Yeah.
But
Kenai Walker's still on the team.
Kenai, yeah. I mean, dang, that room kind of is. That's
Des Malone,
just with names. Makai Vicker. I mean, yeah, dang, Makari. Yeah. I don't know, Trav. I mean,
we should be good this year, right?
You would think so. I didn't even say anything about Xavier Robinson when we were talking about running backs. I mean, you just look all around. You're like, man, like we got some guys.
I wonder.
We recruited well.
I wish this were like some other leagues and we could trade like maybe 2 linebackers for like 2 good linebackers for an elite defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Or like trade 2 wide receivers for like a first round pick right tackle or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I wish we could get our numbers down and we could trade. I tell you what, we'd be good to go.
Boomer 129 is killing me. He said, hoping Farouk has found Jesus. Listen, man, he.
Hey, he had accountability, man. He did his interview and he talked about ball security and what he's done to get past it. And
I feel bad
yeah,
for him. He had a bad year. I mean, he really didn't. He didn't have the year probably we expected, but he didn't have a bad year. I feel
I
like people
mean,
are just jumping on him because of the bowl game.
I mean, Billy Bowman scored more touchdowns than he did.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can't have any defender score more touchdowns than you if you're supposed to be wide receiver 1.
It would be better if he was a Thorpe Award winner, like he should have been, though.
Right. Wide receiver. Farouk was wide receiver 1 going into the year, allegedly, and he was never our best receiver.
Hey,
It was Andrew Anthony, and then it was Nick Anderson, and one Drake Stoops. Like, how does your quarterback throw for 10,000 yards and you don't have more than 2 touchdowns? What's going on there?
no, you're right. I don't know. I'm hoping he just locked in more. I mean, y'all heard the story I told on here in the Alamo
Yeah.
Bowl, but when I saw him out like 3 hours before the game, I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know how it was gonna go, and then he fumbled twice. So, he has his opportunity.
God, that was tough.
That
Who do you
was
think?
tough.
Are we in agreement who wide receiver 1 is?
Nick Anderson.
Oh, I'm Deion Burks.
Are you? I've heard great things about him.
Deion Burks lighting it up, man.
Is he lighting it up?
Lighting it up.
I mean,
Lighting it up.
can you imagine having the wide receiver room we did last year? Obviously, we were going to miss Drake Stoops, but like getting basically everybody else back, and then you add Deion. What?
Yeah. No, it's big time. I mean, you had him, Andrew Anthony coming back, like
Nick,
Nick
Jaden,
growing up, Jaden growing up, JJ
Hey,
Hector finally getting healthy.
AJ. I mean,
Like JJ, I mean, he's 6'2", runs a 4.4. Like
Zion Raging. Like, I mean, Brennan. Just
Brandon,
dang.
like Jackson's got all the tools there. If he can stay upright, he gonna cook.
I just have a feeling. I have a feeling that we're gonna hear a lot of Toby saying "track wall gone." I promise you, because we got track speed out there, dog, on the wide receiver
Yep.
in the wide receiver room. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's now saying Andrew Anthony, wide receiver 1. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
We're just deep at wide receiver, man. We're real deep at wide receiver.
We are.
Emmett Jones showed up and said, "Oh, y'all worried about this room? Don't worry about this room." Emmett Jones.
Oh yeah. No, he's got that locked up till 2027. To be honest, so
Yeah. He's gonna have, NIL. He's gonna have kids trying to pay to get on scholarship at Oklahoma.
Yeah. I mentioned
Everybody's like, hey, they're gonna be like, well, A&M is offering me $50,000 to come to school there. He's gonna be like, have you seen what I do with wide receivers? You need to pay me $20,000, and maybe I'll give you a scholarship.
Yes. What news did you hear? Sooner Cowboys. Jav, I think your screen may be frozen too.
I think it is too.
Dang, why did that keep happening to you? That's crazy. He gonna come back. Blaylock is supposed to be potentially committing tomorrow, Boomer 129. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Should be fun. But yeah, guys, I mean, we'll probably get into Q&A here in a second. We talked about recruiting a little bit. We may talk about the basketball portal. But Why do you need another surgery? He got hurt again? That's what you heard? Like I said, I'm not, you know, less in the just up to date with things just because 'cause I'm not on Twitter. But um man, is Trav's Wi-Fi down? Oh no. I hate that. I hate that he would have had a setback. Um we're still working on getting Travis back. Let's go ahead and get some Q&A going while we're waiting on Trav to come through. Um, well, I somehow exited the picture. I apologize. That's going to be awkward if somebody's listening to it. Gonna have some silence. Trav, try to come back in if you can, if you hear me. Um, but yeah, let's start. Wait for Trav to get back in here as well. What are some questions you guys have just about the season in general? Um, you can ask some recruiting questions. Trav's probably going to know more at this point right now than I would. Like I said, just being off Twitter for a little bit is going to be a little trippy. But there we go. Got him back.
I'm back. I hope y'all miss me.
Guess who's back? Back
There
again.
they are. There they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my laptop was overheating a bit.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. All good. I was getting all heated at OU baseball for blowing this game late, but we'll see if they can get it together in the ninth. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, there's still time.
Yeah.
There's still time. But
Hey, Trav, if you want to go ahead and grab that, I'm going to go grab me a drink real quick and I'll be right back. But I'll answer this too when I get back.
all right, bet. All right, y'all. You know what time it is. It's righteous felon time. And you've got Nelson Mandela from Righteous Felon. This place, killer right here. Biltong is fantastic. It's made differently than beef jerky. It's cut thinner. It's a little more tender. No sugar, anything like that. It's basically the rugby snack, right? So it's really hearty, full of protein, and I'm gonna rock a unifying recipe of cracked pepper and dill. Nelson Mandela. They've got great marketing. They've been really good to me. Y'all have been really good to me by ordering it. You can use my discount code. I know some people in the comments on the video that are watching it afterwards are saying that the discount code isn't working. I went and checked. It seems to be working. If not, get with me. Keep commenting. I'll find a way to get to you. If you search jerky on my Twitter, it'll come up somewhere. The link's good right there. I'll post the link at some time tomorrow too. That way it freshens up on everybody. But Nelson Mandela, we're diving in. Ooh, see, and it's good, high quality stuff. This one's thin cut, so you get a lot in the bag. This stuff is so good. And that dill is killer. I've never even thought to put dill on beef. But I do love some dill pickles, so I could see how that would work. But baseball score right now is 12-10 Lamar in the bottom of the eighth. Bottom 12-10 Lamar. Lamar's got a good record too. But there was no excuse for that. Just hideous six. But pick yourself up some Nelson Mandela biltong.
That's right.
This stuff is good. Honestly, I might like their biltong better than I like their jerky. and their jerky's bomb.
Wow. Yes,
But again, Travis at righteousfelon.com. Travis gets you 15% off. It's a very, very easy discount code. But Copperhead Ranch was saying it. Why don't y'all go ahead and hit that like button, folks? Hit that like button. And I'm going to, while y'all are hitting the like button, I'm going to throw the link in the comments. If I can find it. Righteous Felon. New referral. Dashboard.
Stephen G, as Travis putting that in there, to answer this question for you, my number one concern is
Immigration. Oh, football team. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry.
I try to get us canceled. No, yeah, for sure. But also, yeah, football wise, my number one concern is definitely probably got to be the offensive line going into the SEC. Now, I'm not concerned about who's coaching them, excuse me, as a lot of people seem to be for whatever reason. But just it naturally takes the offensive line sometimes some time, to gel. And so with that, in any team, on any team with any coach, with that going to the SEC is you hope that you're ready by game 2 or 3 in the SEC to handle the big boys that are going to be up front.
My number one concern is interior defensive line. I would say offensive line, but like Bill Bedenbaugh has never put out a bad defensive line.
Yeah.
Like ever since 2014, every single year since 2014, we have had our leading running back average over 6 yards per carry.
Mm-hmm.
Like since 2014. And you've had Mixon in that, P. Ryan, Mondre, Brooks, obviously Sawchuk, Gray. You've got a bunch of these guys like average over 6 yards a carry. So I'm not going to worry about the offensive line because Bill Bedenbaugh never puts out bad offensive lines. So I'm worried about interior defensive line because you need the bodies. I feel like Todd Bates is a good developmental defensive line coach. I'm not sure we have the bodies there right now. Bill Bedenbaugh is a great developmental offensive line coach, but I know we have the bodies there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my issue is like I know Bill has the ingredients to cook with. I'm not sure Bates does right now. Now, after spring, he might. But for every spring player we bring in, we got to get rid of another player. I say that every week. And OU fans are going to be crying online.
Yeah. As they do.
When we got to cut 8 to 10 people.
As they do. And you're going to have your factions as we did last year. Well, in the year before that. I feel like we bring up Nick Evers' name a lot, but hey, these things happen.
Hey, we're going to get another crack when his brother comes to play football here. If he commits and the Evers family gets back into the OU fan base, it's going to be one hell of a reunion.
It's going to be a crazy reunion.
I would love to have Derek and Monica back, like truly in the fan base.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys. More questions, and in the meantime, while you guys are getting your questions together, Trav, I know we wanted to talk a little bit about some basketball portal news. Is that correct?
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no real like news yet. Like, obviously, Otega Owe jumped in the portal, and I do have a theory. I think Lo Suzan is going to jump in the portal. But if you notice his Twitter today, he tweeted out a link, like basically an advertisement that promoted Crimson and Cream NIL. Like it was a like a playing card, like a collector's card advertisement, but it was through Crimson and Cream NIL. And I don't know if you guys know how it works, but Crimson and Cream, the players get on campus and they sit down and negotiate a contract with Crimson and Cream NIL. Say it's for $50,000.
Yeah.
They sit down with the collective and they have deliverables on that contract. A social media post, an autograph session, a photo shoot, whatever, right? Say there's 4 different things on it. They don't get paid until they do all 4 of those things. So when you see an athlete tweet a link or something like that, they're just trying to check off something from their list that they need to do to get paid.
Yeah.
So when I saw Lo Suzan tweet today one of his deliverables about Crimson and Cream NIL, I feel that he had to do that to get paid. Once that's squared away, I think he enters the portal. So, like, I think we're in good shape with Kevin. So, like, all of our portal recruiting is going to be heavy Oklahoma high school based. As Oklahoma, there you go, gets the first out of the inning. I like it. But let's start with Kevin Overton. He's originally from Midwest City. He's a guard, shooting guard that plays at Drake.
Mm-hmm.
He's entered the portal. He'll definitely be part of the situation. Where most people are talking most about is Sean Padula. He's a junior at Virginia Tech. He is from Edmond. I think he averaged 14, 16 points a game, something like that at Virginia Tech. Didn't shoot it too out from the outside, but he's definitely a scorer. So they're definitely involved with him. I think a Virginia Tech insider already put in a crystal ball for him. The crown jewel and the person that I will get most excited about if we land him is Brandon Garrison. He would transfer from Oklahoma State. He is 6'11". You know, our own Brody Lusk thinks NIL is going to be a factor in this one. It comes down to OU, OSU, and Kansas. So blue blood versus 2 Oklahoma schools. But he's originally from Del City. So you've got a guy from Midwest City, a guy from Edmond, and a guy from Del City. And they've already got Forsyth from Dale coming in. They're really going OK Preps heavy on this, which hopefully it works. But I think Porter's going to put together a good squad going into the SEC, and that's part Sunshine Pumper, but that's part me just being honest too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Non-Oklahoma Sooner question, is SGA your MVP? Absolutely. I hope he can play. He's doubtful tomorrow against Phoenix.
What do he do?
He's got a hamstring contusion.
Okay. Yeah, those suck. Those deep bruises. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Any contusion's no good.
Yeah.
But hammies. That's just a rough injury in general.
They're tough.
But Skip's coming back to the mound. We got another pitching change. Oh, this has just been
another one.
A nightmare down the stretch. A nightmare. Talking about
what is this question?
Most anticipated SEC game next year for each of you, home and away. Go ahead, JP.
Um, home, I would probably say is obviously Bama. Um, I think it's clear that even Saban not being there, just the name itself, it's Alabama, it's Oklahoma. Like that's gonna be incredible at Owen Field. With the last time they were at Owen Field was 2003. Is that when they came in 2003, or did we go there? I don't remember.
I think we went there in '03. I think they came here in '02, right?
Oh, two, yeah. So I mean, over 20 years, right? And so, and it's a conference game now, so it has implications even more. So,
Late in the year too.
yeah, late in the year, November, I would probably say. I think you could say LSU based off of the location, but I think if we're talking about like a game that I think could really not even dark horse, but like a potential primetime game is at Ole Miss because Ole Miss is going to be good next year. So yeah, I think that's probably that for me. I feel like it could be a toss up between LSU and Ole Miss. Both of them are obviously unique sites in and of their own selves, but LSU will win in terms of the stadium. But I think Ole Miss will be better than LSU next year. So
Yeah, I would say most anticipated SEC game next year at home is Tennessee. Josh
that's
Heupel
fair.
comes home,
That's fair.
and it's our first game in the SEC. So it's like we're going to be judged so dramatically based on our first SEC game. Like that is going to be such a big deal, and I think that's what's. I mean, I think you win that game. I think it legitimately helps shape the narrative of your entire SEC life. I mean, the first few years, maybe even. So, yeah, I'm going Tennessee with Josh Heupel coming back as we've got another new pitcher coming in, seventh pitcher. What a nightmare. And then, yeah, road is LSU. At LSU, hopefully it's at night. Last game of the season, playoff implications. Hopefully that's what it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can't disagree with any of those. I mean, I think it depends on your personal preference, but also I think you hit it in the nail on the head with the home one, especially. I mean, that makes sense to Tennessee with Josh Heupel coming back. Got to be lit for that.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be emotional. You know, they're going to play some super emotional highlight video and hopefully make them cry. Get them all emotional and distracted.
Does anybody in the SEC realize how difficult it is at the Palace? That's the hope, is that we make it difficult.
Yeah,
I
got to
would
make
say.
it. Got to come correct.
I mean, when we do come correct, it is difficult to play. But that's the question: is everybody gonna come correct?
And I think they will because there's just so much excitement with the SEC. Like that's going to fuel it. Is if this was Texas Tech coming again, you could get somebody would give you their tickets.
Yeah.
But people understand this is big boy ball. These are teams you haven't seen in a long time. In some cases, decades. In most cases, decades. And you got to go out and handle business. You've got a lot of reputation riding on these games. You got generations of players that were told that they wouldn't have cut it in the SEC. they were only Big 12 good. You got all those players, all those expectations. Teams like Vanderbilt and Mississippi State talking crap, Kentucky, Arkansas, sorry, Mom. Like, you got all these teams talking just reckless, as if they would have been equally as successful as OU if they would have been in the Big 12. I'm here to say that's not the case.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's going to be that bad, but
right. I mean, there's a possibility we just get a crazy wake up call, but I also think that
that's true. You have to throw that out there that could happen.
I also think that this team's going to rise to the occasion. I think it's, as bad as it sounds, I think you get bored playing the Big 12. I don't think you get bored playing the SEC. But we'll see. I hope not. We could come out and fall flat on our face.
Yeah, we certainly could.
I just really hope not.
On the hot seat, so.
OU has 4 errors this game.
Jeez.
Just ugly. But we about to wrap up. So any last questions? Get them in. We only got about 2 minutes left in this speed.
Yep. Get them in.
I'll be going to Auburn, Derek.
Are you gonna go, Jordan-Hare?
Oh, I'll go to Jordan-Hare.
Mm.
JP had the opportunity to go support our women's basketball team at Assembly Hall. He only lives an hour away, and he decided he didn't want to.
That's not true. Tell the truth. I had a softball parent meeting scheduled that I did not want to be at. However, it's my job, so I had to. Okay.
He's specifically scheduled. We've known since the bracket came out when the OU women were going to be playing at Assembly Hall. And he scheduled a softball meeting in the middle of it so he wouldn't have to go support Jenny B and the girls.
Yeah, I can't stand Jenny B. That's what it is.
I mean, yikes. Yikes.
Yeah, and they lost because I wasn't there.
Maybe. Never know. Never know what might have happened.
Yeah, if I had actually gone, you don't. I'm ashamed.
Can't believe OU girls play their a postseason game an hour away from you in Indiana. Your state. You're Indy Sooner.
Yeah, I know. The worst part is I didn't even know. Actually.
Terrible.
Until the same day. So I admittedly, I was naive that they were even going to be at Assembly Hall. So if I had known that, maybe in advance, I would have planned better. But I'm gonna call myself out. It's okay. Dominate. I mean, I think
his dad's probably dominating me in a Twitter poll now.
Oh, you guys against each other?
Yeah, and I was like, well, I'll probably lose. And I jumped out to a big lead, and then he saw it, and he was like, oh, and then he tagged Danny, Jaron, and Jacob Sexton and was like, hey, guys, come help me out. And then all of them quote tweeted it. So it's like,
that's crazy.
Hey.
Am I winning posthumously?
I got to check. But Steve and I are buddies, so I'll never be I hope he wins.
Steve is pretty dope.
Yeah, we've had some fun times together. Yes, you're winning 56-44.
And I'm not even taggable. That's hilarious.
You know how mad she's going to be if she loses to somebody that's not even on Twitter. Wait a minute. So Philip Bleedy just moved his OV back to the spring game.
Okay.
Man, that thing moving left and right.
What would Red Bomar's legacy be if he played with the 2018 roster? I don't know, Curbs.
I mean, the real question would be, what would Red Bomar's legacy be if he played in with the 2021 roster? Because NIL would have been legal then.
Yeah.
And he could have done his Big Red Sports and Imports deal. So that would have been the key. I mean, number one quarterback in the country, right? I mean,
yeah.
Still went on to sign a contract with the Vikings. Dude was talented. So, I mean, I think in 2021, he had been competing with Rattler for the starting job. That would have been fun to watch.
Yeah. Would have been. Derek, if you want to watch an extended version of why I'm not on Twitter anymore, you can, if you want to rewind after the end of the show, you can. But long story short, just focusing on God and my family, man. That's what it is. Love God, love my wife, love my daughter, and love y'all too, but not nearly as much. So
I mean, I'm closest.
I love Trav more than y'all too. I was gonna say that. I do love Trav more than y'all. That's my boy. That's my boy for real. We actually hang out in real life, so that's
All right, 102. We are over. So it's a good way to end it. Everybody, appreciate it. Anything else from you, JP?
No. I'm glad for the constant support. Love y'all, man. Appreciate the prayers and everything. I'll see you guys next Thursday. Actually, maybe I'm potentially working a Morgan Wallen concert next Thursday just to make money for Amaya. I think I said that I was doing that last summer, concerts thing that we raise money for our kids and stuff. So he's in town at Lucas Oil Stadium on next Thursday. So I think I'll be working that. So we'll have to talk.
We'll let you know.
But regardless, we're still going to be here. We're still locked into the JP and Trav show. Many more episodes and shows to come. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Hopefully OU baseball pulls it out for Travis.
We're down to 2 more strikes, and we're down 2. So I don't like our chances.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's a long series. Got to get it done on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
All right,
y'all.
See you guys.
Boomer.